Well, hey friends, if you were around at the beginning of the year, you'll notice that this particular video is back. I had to take the original video down for copyright reasons during channel review by YouTube, and so I decided that I wanted to give this an update before I tackle the worst K-pop stage names based on SEO. Last year, some of you might recall my video on the worst artist names based on SEO, and so now let's talk about the good ones. So, what is SEO? Well, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. I totally regret not doing this on the last video, my bad. It's defined as the process of maximizing a term or site to appear high on the list of results returned by a search engine, such as Google. I know what you're thinking, but Derek, all you need to do is add K-pop to the end of the name and bam, you have what you're looking for. Yes, that's what you do when you do for most K-pop artists. However, a good name shouldn't make you have to do that. Make it unique and you'll be easier to find. Also, make sure it's free of symbols outside of numbers and letters and you'll do even better. I'm looking at you, Girdle. Now, my method of figuring out the worst list was based on the amount of search results. However, that method is not the most telling of the best name because the more popular the group and the longer they've been around means they'll have more search results. Therefore, a good rookie name would technically have a lower search result number with this method, so it's a little flawed. So for this, I'm just going to take into consideration the number of search results, but also how good I think the name really is, how well it's packaged, and received by the public. So yes, there's some bias with this, but you'll understand where I'm coming from as we proceed. So, without further ado, let's get started. Before the countdown starts, I do want to touch on one group that many brought up in my original video and asked why they were absent. In the case of EXO, I do agree they have a great name. 244 million search results, many of which revolve around the group, yes, but there are a few issues I have with such a simple name. Simply because EXO shares a name with many other brands like protein bars, digital software companies, golf equipment, and many other things. The name is not exactly original, and when it comes to three-letter names across the board, another thing to consider is that you run the risk of conflicting with stock exchange symbols and airport codes around the world, which are also three letters typically. I do want to say that I do really like the name EXO and works well for the group, but in terms of SEO, it does come with its flaws. Number 20, GOT7. The highest amount of search results on this list, actually. It's a nice name. It works well on the search engine searches. My only gripe is that the number indicates that there's 7 members. Therefore, if they lose a member, then their name becomes dated and they don't replace that member. 9 Muses. Number 19, MAMAMOO. 40.6 million search results. So like if you're planning to make this a drinking game on taking a shot on how many times I say the word searches, then I fear for your liver. Anyways, MAMAMOO, unique and weird name. Not exactly my favorite sounding name in my personal opinion, but like, hey, it works for these vocal queens. Now take that shot. Number 18, Lovelyz. $25.1 million search results. I mean, it's a lovely name, no pun intended. Very fitting of their image and music of what they portrayed. The slight spelling change also works in their favor, and, you know, I approve. Number 17, SF9. 12.3 million search results. A nice and rather unique name. SF9 does technically have to compete with cell biology, but for the most part, it's still pretty different. I personally don't like the fact that it's a number that limits the amount of members in a group, and as discussed with GOT7, that's just risky in and of itself. Number 16, MONSTA X. Hey, the name says a lot about their image. It exudes strength and power, fitting for the music they put out over the years. I think they could have done a better job in naming their fandom simply because it isolates a gender of fans. But like, when you have muscles like Wonho's, the fans will forget their own name and all is forgiven. Number 15, JJCC. $16 million search results. When Jackie Chan is ready to invest in his own K-pop group and call them JJCC, you can't help but call them Jackie Chan. The name works, it's unique. Too bad that they have been slept on. Fire was a fucking bop, y'all. Number 14, B1A4. $12.1 million search results. Really clever idea for a name. However, I don't really like how you have to dive into the group to understand that it's based on 4 members being A blood type and 1 being B blood type. It has a nice meaning, but most people won't understand B1A4 when they first see it. And plus, it's a name that's limiting to the amount of members, and I hate that. Like, okay, if they decide to never return as a 5-member group, and then the 3 members would then need to call the group A3, right? Excuse me while I go sob. Number 13, CNBLUE. $14.4 million search results. Straight out of the gate, these guys hit it big with their debut. A stylized, unique name to accompany it, their search results over the years are all theirs. Props to them. Number 12, MOMOLAND. $14.8 million search results. I mean, if you want to go around naming your group like its own theme park and have the fandom call themselves merry-go-round, then you do you, boo-boo. Number 11, SNUPER. $1 million. One thing I want to point out is that when you name your song or group with the spelling that's original, but close to another English spelling, Google and YouTube is going to think that you're meaning something else in your search. Take, for example, Vixx's Scientist. It's spelled S-C-E-N-T-I-S-T. The spelling is very close to the word scientist, and with that, the most common search result for Vixx's last comeback is Vixx Scientist. SNUPER doesn't exactly sound pleasing to the ears, and does have that tendency to autocorrect to the word sniper. Luckily, their company has done a good job at claiming the artist panel and working out the official musician artist name to help them in the searches. They could still use a little bit more help from fans. Go stream the awesomeness that is Platonic love, and you won't be sorry. Okay, we're at the halfway point, and I wanted to take the time to look at some of the 2019 K-pop debuts that I think have pretty good names for SEO. ITZY, 19.5 million. I'm not exactly sure what they're competing with in terms of searches, because 19 plus million seems awfully high for a relatively new group. All I could find was fashion items like Itsy Ritsy, but hey, seems like a good and unique name to me. ONEUS, 2.28 million. A nice unique name that can give them nice meanings for fans. I think they should have styled it better, something like one and us with the U capitalized to give us a really better understanding that it's ONEUS and not something like ONEUS or anus. Same thing for one we as well. ONE_THE9, 23.9 million, same as ITZY. What exactly are they competing with? Because there's something like ONE_THE_K, but seems like a lot for what appears to be a unique name. And finally, VERIVERY, 1 million. Unique name, seems to just be them in the searches, so yeah, works for me. Number 10, Weki Meki. Did I just seriously say this out loud? Why? 4.6 million search results, they most certainly stand out for sure. Good on them for coming up with a unique name for search engines. Thumbs up? Number 9, gugudan. Multiplication table? It's unfortunate they've already lost a member, which now makes it seem like the group should be 8 by 8 or something. I mean, is that what they were going for? 3 million? Pretty sure they're safe in the world of SEO. Trust me, no group or company will be coming after a name like that. Number 8. Uptension. I'm docking this group some points because of their limiting number in their name. Sad to say, the more members in the group, you run the risk of losing some along the way. 2.5 million search results, this underrated group has a lot going for it. Just could have done a little bit better on the fandom name. I think High Tension is better than Honey 10 if you ask me. The latter limits demographics. Number 7. One for You. $9.35 million. Okay, I'll admit that when I first saw this group's name, I said 14U. Once I read the Korean, I thought, oh, One for You. And I was like, oh, hey, that's neat. I mean, the name does have to compete with minor baseball leagues and random other things, but the most part, it's a pretty interesting name for a group and still stands out in the SEO world. Too bad they had to go and disband on us so soon. Disappointing. Number 6. SHINee. $56 million. Interestingly, this group's name is unaffected by autocorrect and the dreadful "did you mean" suggestions on Google. Some people have come out and thought it was pronounced SHINee, but outside of that, they've come a long way with their simplistic name and original spelling of a common English word. Number 5. PRISTIN. Looking at a name like this, I already think of a girl's name, but can also be pronounced like PRISTIN. PRISTIN could have easily been a soloist stage name too, but for a girl group, I approve. 3.46 million search results, and these girls did have things looking up for them in their favor, but Platonic just had to go and F this one up too. Tisk tisk. Number 4. FIESTAR. Just a little over 2 million searches. What a fine name for a group. Fiesta and Star together. Sounds like a fun party to me. And speaking of party, who's been taking those shots every time I said searches so far? Woo! Please drink responsibly. Number 3. Into It. 1.9 million search results. I really like this name. It's clever, gets straight to the point, and uses catchy songs like SnapShot. I too am into it, damn it. With the fandom name like Into You, I think it's all nicely packaged. Sorry for my English. Tie for number 2. Vixx. Okay, I flubbed and decided to have 2 number 2s. 2 number 2s. At the time of this recordings. Vixx is a simple yet powerful name with a combination of the rare letters that is V and X. I mean, I will forever be salty that the fandom name isn't called Vapora, but I've been trying to get over that. A simple and easy 4-letter group name that has really made an impact into 18.4 million search results. Unfortunately, I learned after my first upload of this video that their name doesn't translate well in German, as it sounds like an act that one does to pleasure oneself. Wink, wink. Oh well, regardless, you go, my little dark lords that have been chained up and suffered from the gates of hell. Row. And the other number 2, Card. 17.4 million search results. I really love the simplicity of this name. 4 letters makes it quick and easy to pronounce and type, and doesn't get bogged down between numbers and letters when typing it for a search engine. Luckily for them, they finally dropped the period symbols that made the group name more cumbersome to type. Had they not done that, I would have let them off this list. The name card lends itself to package the group a variety of ways in terms of member card types and fandom name. Now don't mess them up, DSP, like you've done with your other groups. For the honorable mentions, I want to quickly discuss K-pop groups that altered their name like Card did to help them in the searches. BigBang. In the beginning, they mostly showed their name separated, Big and Bang, but as the popularity of the TV show Big Bang Theory grew, they officially adopted the name as one word. Apink. In the beginning, like Big Bang, their name was also shown as either A space pink or A hyphen pink until the last few years they showed themselves as Apink. And Muses. When they debuted, they were mostly promoting Muses spelled out versus the now commonly shown Muses as one word with the number. And finally, number 1. To Anyone. This, I think, is easily one of the best K-pop group names ever. It has the meaning of the music being to anyone. Their name also sounds like 21, so the fandom is called Blackjack, a group set out to be revolutionary leader in the 21st century. So many meanings, so clever, one of the most universal K-pop names, so well packaged, it's unique, simple, one of a kind, and recognizable. This is what K-pop agencies should strive for when deciding on an artist's name. Well, there you go, folks. These are what's considered some of the best K-pop group names. Share below your favorite K-pop group names. Stay tuned for the worst stage names in K-pop that I'll do eventually. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit those like and subscribe buttons, and while you're here, check out many more of my works, and see you next time.